I am going live, so I'm just going to do a 5-minute test to make sure that everything's up and functioning and working the way that it's supposed to. I'm about 5 minutes early, so I just want to make sure that my Mevo is working okay. I don't have Steve behind the camera today, so it's just me kind of winging it as I go. I do have my tablet. Should have probably got a longer cord for my tablet today. But it should be fine. And let's see, make sure I'm all good to go. Make sure we're all good. I see there's 2 people here, so I'm really not liking my tablet lately. It has not been fun. Should have probably went with my old tablet. So hang on just 1 second while I get rid of all this stuff. And hopefully I can see myself come up, so I have a way to be able to reach all the comments. Wow, I haven't really done this in a long time. That's what happens when you upgrade your technology and then you have to relearn your learning curve all over again. Wow, come on people, get off. And I don't have very many things uploaded to my tablet, so that it should be relatively simple. Let me double check. Okay, no, I don't want to create a post. I'm gonna go back. Oh, how are you guys doing? There's 28 people here? Oh my word, I seriously need to get this up and running. There we go. I am finding myself. Okay, here we go. Hi Kathy, hi Audrey, hi Ann. This is interesting because I don't recall that my Mevo would not show comments before. Normally it does. So I'm using my tablet to read my comments because Steve is hanging with his dad down in Redlands. His dad just actually got a room. They're going to keep him for a couple days, so I just told him, you know what, you kind of have to be there for your dad. So kind of go ahead and do that. So I see Kathy, Audra, Ann, Jean, Nancy, Lindy, is it Stana or Stana, Margaret, Nancy, and April so far that you guys are coming in and watching. So yay, I'm super excited. So I'm just doing this to make sure I don't have any internet connections because it's just me. I made sure I turned everything off. So I should only have my Mevo, my actual camera to do the zoom in and zoom outs for you. And this is the reason why we got the Mevo, was so that I didn't have to depend on Steve if he had to travel out of town. But we are making the ice cream wreath. This is what the majority had voted on. Hi Susan, hi Darnell, hi Rhonda, hi Carol, hi Debbie. Debbie, my signs for my wreaths I get all over. The one that we're using today came from Hobby Lobby. I've had that for a really long time. Like right when they started putting out their summer stuff, I want to say back in January is when I picked it up. I thought it would make for a fun wreath that you could use a lot of spring colors with. If I don't get them at Hobby Lobby and I get them online, I usually will get them from Jane's Front Door Decor, Personally Yours, which is also on Etsy. Jane has her own website, but she's also on Etsy. Affordable Wreath Signs. I have a lot of different sign vendors, so it just depends on what I'm looking for. Most of the time I just kind of pick them up as I'm going through and doing whatever I need to do. Hi Susan, hi Patricia, hi Carla, hi Sandra. Let's see, hi Charlene, hi Jane, hi Connie. Okay, so we're doing the ice cream wreath. We're going to do it, I'm trying to eliminate all these work frame wreaths that I have. I have like, I think 3 huge tubs of them, and I would really like to get rid of them. I might just think about throwing a couple or like 4 or 5 of these in a box and shipping them out, because it reminds me of working with an artificial Christmas tree all the time. They dry your hands out, they're very coarse to work with, but some people love them. So I'm kind of doing it just to eliminate my inventory. This is, however, a 14-inch wire wreath form that you can get through Craft Outlet, Trendy Tree, the Wreath Shop, if they have them available. I chose the light blue because the colors in our palette that I am picking from stems from the slime, but it also stems from this 21-inch deco mesh that I had left over from Easter, which is pink, blue, and purple. It's a high metallic, not a high metallic, but I would guess I'd call it a medium. So we're going to be doing a poof method, and then we're going to come back in with the 3. I know you guys can see a couple of them. Let me pull these forward so you can actually see them. We are going to be alternating colors and curls, again picking up on those subtle colors of blue, purple, and pink, and playing with our slime a little bit. We'll come back in and add some ribbon tails, and then I haven't figured out how we can work this into it. So here's my like little cheesy mock-up. So what I did is just cut a giant strip of this off. As you can see, here is the 21-inch deco mesh. But I have this fun stuff that I came across today in a bin, and this is actually called waffle ribbon. So we might be making a couple bows to add to our wreath with this stuff called waffle ribbon. And what I did is I just kind of played with it on top of the ribbon tails that I had. So here's the pink and here's the blue. I kind of like how the blue looks a lot nicer. The pink's a little bit thin, but we'll be playing with those for colors. So there's my mock-up that I always tell you guys to play with. Let's see. So let me just double check comments, and then we'll be off and going. Again, it's so much nicer when you have someone behind the camera, and when that person's missing, you miss them. So hi Karen, hi Charlene, hi Jean, hi Margaret, hi Scarlett, Lori, Kim, Karen, Refound the door behind me. Isn't that cool? This is I taught the group how to do, our private group, how to do this, and it was an African daisy, but the one that we did in the group was all purple. So this is one that I played with using an ombre colored mesh that I had that was purple, pink, orange, white, and then it just kind of faded from a darker palette to a lighter palette. So yeah, that's available. Okay, so we are going to get started. If you guys have any questions, let me know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start, I'll get the procedure going, and then I'll stop, address any comments that you have, because like I said, I'm winging it on my own tonight. And hopefully, with your guys' help, it'll be a successful live. So, 14-inch wire wreath form. This one's already got the tinsels added. You could set this exactly up on a regular Dollar Tree 14-inch wreath frame and get the same results. The outside ties on this one were weird. I think it's 9 on the outside and 7 on the inside to give us a, what is that, 16 tie pieces. But it looks like there's a couple that have been removed. I don't know why, but I'm going to work with what we have. And these ones are actually incredibly long. Like, I think these were the longest tinsel ties I've ever seen on a wire wreath form. They're 5 inches long. So if you think about that, when we take our pipe cleaners and wrap them around our Dollar Tree wreath form, we don't have that long of a section to work with. So, Linda, thank you for joining us as a first timer. The waffle ribbon that you guys are asking me about, this stuff, it actually came in that big, huge storage buyout that I did a couple months ago. I just came across this. I actually thought this was the, I forget what it's called. It's like a deco mesh that you can actually pull. It's like a netting that you can actually make bigger. And that's what I thought it was. So I was super excited thinking, oh wow, this will look great with the wreath. And then it turns out to be something totally different. But it's weird how they have it used on the package. They just do it, it's like a 4 bow kind of funky wreath. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, grab a bowl of ice cream and let's start. Again, 21-inch deco mesh roll. This came from Craft Outlet. This is still available on Craft Outlet's site. I ran through all the stuff today, and I think the only color that is not available right now is the blue. Everything else, the purple, the pink, and the blue, they all came from Craft Outlet. So we're gonna do our poof method. And as you guys know, I kind of dropped this below just so that it doesn't get all twisted on the countertop and knock everything off. And what I try to do is kind of fold it so there's a 5-inch piece that we're going to contain. And what I do is just kind of do a ruffle method and grab that cut end, because if we can keep the cut end contained, then we're good. I'm going to fold down all the outside ones for now, because I do inner first. It's just my preference, and then I'll come back in and actually do the outside. So I'm just going to lay this inside the first tie and give it a good twist. And then I'm going to measure out 10-inch poofs. So I just do this right on my wreath, or the little cutting mat. And I want to always make sure that the edges are actually on the outside edge. So I'm just going to kind of go around. I know, Deb, the colors were amazing. I knew I had this roll in my closet, and I remember I was going to save it to do this wreath. So it was just a matter of actually trying to find the 21-inch deco mesh that I had. So this is still available at Craft Outlet. So if you wanted to do something with similar colors, you definitely could. For me, I was thinking ice cream and summer are synonymous with kids. And what kind of flavors do you guys think that most kids like with their ice cream? This was how I came up with my colors. No worries, Tanya. Don't worry, you can just jump right in. If you are just now joining, we're just now starting with a 21-inch deco mesh on a 14-inch work frame wreath. Corinne, I know, the one on the door behind me, it's so pretty. It really and truly is. I love doing the flowers. And the great thing is we'll be able to take that same design and we'll be able to implement that design into a poinsettia for Christmas. How did I ever find the storage full of crafting stuff? Yeah, right, that was like a girl in a diamond store. Actually, somebody contacted me. They had watched my lives and knew that I was a fairly new wreath maker, and it was kind of a weird situation to kind of have someone say, hey, call me. I think I have a really cool deal for you. So I did call, and they said, here is my offer. I used to make wreaths, and I'm not making wreaths anymore, but I've watched your lives. I like you. So I have a 10 by 10 storage unit for sale, filled, and what she did is she listed all these SKU numbers for deco mesh. I think she said she had something like 60 rolls of 21-inch deco mesh. And I'm just logically doing the math, kind of calculating how much does all that equate if you average it at about $10 or $15 per roll. I was like, wow. And then she says, and that's not it. I have bins and bins of ornaments and embellishments and signs and all kinds of stuff for all seasons. Now the catch is, you have to take it. It's an all or nothing deal. You have to take it all or nothing, because she just really wanted to clear that out. So of course, I figured, you know what, it's an opportunity. It would be a foolish opportunity for me to turn down, even though I could have really used the money someplace else. Went and bought it and had to rent, what was it, like a 15-foot box truck to bring it all home. And then it was, I think I calculated if I just bought the deco mesh alone, it paid for itself. But then I have an entire garage filled with everything from waffle ribbon that I've never even seen of before. So this was a purchase through Craft Outlet. I really like this color, but just having stuff like, there's 3 tubs full of wire work frame wreaths, in every color you can imagine. So it was a good deal. So now I've finished my poof in the middle. As you can see, I've just finished completing it all the way around. And now what I've done is I went from the top right here, and I just jumped right down to the bottom to start my bottom. And if you think about it like a little kid who draws daisies, you're going to sit there and put your 10-inch poofs, so going from here to here, and then just going all the way around until you fill it, and then I'll show you how we end it. Need to turn on screen rotate. Why, babe? I see like Steve's commenting right now. Doesn't do it, and my phone is on rotate. Okay. I hate that the screen can't be bigger. It might just be something, Jean. I don't know how that works. In all honesty, I know that on my phone I can lock or unlock my screen rotate, and if I turn it sideways, it takes that skinny little picture that's done in a portrait and actually opens it up into a whole landscape view and gets rid of all the white space. Okay, can you put your phone closer? Meaning you want to see what I'm doing closer? That I can do. Hang on just 1 second. Give me 1 minute. The Mevo should pick up and move the camera closer. Yikes. It's really sensitive today. Okay, Mevo, catch up. Trying to get it to zoom in on exactly what you guys are seeing. Does that work better? Okay, I'm hoping that's what you guys had asked by, can you put your phone closer? So what it is my phone, my actual phone is acting as a zoom remote for the camera. Okay, perfect. All right, good. Double checking. Remember, it takes me a little bit to actually talk, and then move the camera at the same time. It was awesome when I had Steve, but I'm gonna make it work today. Okay, good. So it's gonna kind of slide around as I'm working through the wire wreath form. So again, just 10 inches all the way around. I can kind of pull some of these open just to make sure. You're kind of stuck with the wired wreath form in that wherever the tinsel ties are is wherever you have to work. Or what you can do is you can cut them off and put your pipe cleaners in a better position rather than dealing with the way the work frame wreath is set up. So this should take what should be a 14-inch wire wreath frame, and if we're adding 4 inches, it should go from 14, 18, it should be about 22 to 24 inches by the time I'm done. Just adding the poofs to the outside. I know, Jean. You know why? It's because I made him an admin. So Steve's commenting, and it says Cats Creations because he's actually the one typing stuff in. So that's what happens if you make someone an admin or moderator. It takes their Facebook page and turns them into whatever the Facebook group is that they're moderating or administrating. Okay, I'm looking at Jean. Jean, we can address that in our private group setting, and I can show you how to do that. I know Facebook just went through huge updates, and it would be nice if they let us know, like our phone, what Facebook's updates are for. Because now I can actually turn on if I want to comment as myself or I want to comment as Cats Creations. And I think that's what you're asking for. No, I think it's Mick Wynn or MC Wynn. I don't have Steve tonight. He's with his dad. His dad is in the hospital today. So he has pneumonia. which isn't good for someone who's in their 80s, mid-80s. So I just told Steve, you know, you might want to go down there. It would always be a really good thing. See, and then he's telling me, he's like, he's on his way home. I'm like, just stay there. By the time you get home, I'll be done. And then you could have visited your dad longer. But I think they have him pretty well medicated to make his breathing easier. So what we're doing is, you can see where I'm connecting. Let me spin this around. So you can see this is my last connection. So I'm going to take this and actually open this tinsel tie up and finish my connection, and I'll go and fluff all the deco mesh. So I'm just going to open this up really quick and add this. See, Steve shouldn't even be commenting because he's driving right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a 3-inch long piece. I'm just going to give myself a 3-inch long gap, and I'll show you how much is left. So out of that giant roll, this is how much is left, which is probably maybe enough to go around an inner 14-inch wreath frame. So not enough to complete a second wreath. So now what I'm going to do is I start on the outside and I just pull those poofs apart, grabbing them by the ends, like so, and just really expanding those little poof balls. But before I do that, let me get rid of the tail. So here's my tail, making sure you guys can see. Here's my tail. What I'm going to do is tuck it in to the inside. I'm going to grab a zip tie, and I'm just going to zip tie this to the inside frame to contain that fray that generally happens. So let me grab this. My zip tie just slipped off. I'm going to take that and really give it a good tight pull. You could technically do that with a pipe cleaner, but the odds are is you're not going to get it as tight as you would with a pipe cleaner. And then I usually just push the edge all the way in so there's no sharp edges on the back of the wreath. So now I'm just going to go back in and show you how well this will fluff out once we actually get it all fluffed. There are some people that I've seen that fluff as they go. I just find that if I was to do the inside and then try to fluff it, it's just going to get in the way of where I'm going to try to lay my deco mesh as I'm going around the outside. And then I'm going to kind of take my tinsel ties and get them out of the way so they're not being buried where they don't need to go. So just pull them around and fluff the outside, making sure all my tinsel ties are where they need to be, and really stretching those apart. I want my ends to be tucked on the inside before I pull the inner poofs out. There we go. Want to see them look poofy. What colors of ice cream does this remind you guys of when you look at these colors of pink, purple, and blue all together? Because I was trying to think of why was I so drawn to these colors. Anybody? Okay, so I've done my outside. So now I'm going to come on the inside and make sure I find all my poofs. And we really want to fill the inside. And make sure, Bella, Get down. That is odd. Normally people don't see Bella. She usually doesn't come out to play. Still moving on my tinsel ties. I think I'll be relieved when all of my work for emeries are done, that I don't have the little tinsel ties anymore. Poofing, poofing, poofing. And you're gonna have some small little gaps, but we're gonna fix that once we come in with the other 10-inch deco mesh and add our curls to this. Oh, hey, I totally forgot Rainbow Sherbet. What was I thinking? That is like a kid's all-time favorite ice cream, Rainbow Sherbet. I did get the cotton candy. That's where I was thinking. Those are like my favorite ice cream flavors still. Yeah, Stana bubble gum. That was another one. Sometimes you get it in the pink. Sometimes you get it in the blue. It just depends on where you go. That's what I was thinking. Bubble gum. I did strawberry. What is Moon Mist, Corinne? I have never heard of that flavor before. Sounds like fun. But this is supposed to, it looks cotton candy-ish to me with all the blues and the pastels. And I am just about done. Making sure everything is where it needs to be to make the next process a little easier. And I knew I was going to forget something. And it was my deco mesh holder. But I will do without. Let me go into my bag of tricks. Hopefully they're here. This is where if I had Steve, I'd be like, hey babe, can you go in that room and just grab the deco mesh holder? It's okay. I will do without. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let me make sure your picture looks okay. Of what this looks like, all poofed in. Looks cool. Oh, Ben & Jerry's Purple Passion. Like that. Okay, so you guys got the whole thing. It kind of went with our sign, ice cream, and I was looking for fun kids ice cream flavors. Because I'm thinking this would be an awesome birthday party decoration. You could, if you're doing a family reunion, and you were going to do homemade ice cream, this would be fun on the inside the kitchen or on your back porch or under your covered awning. So, okay, it has blueberry, strawberry, and banana. That sounds good. I did pick strawberry, I did pick blueberry, and I think I added grape too. So, the colors that we're going to be using, and these are the color combinations. So let me make sure this does not get all tangled. We're going to be doing pink with purple, and these are all 10-inch deco meshes cut to 10-inch pieces. We're going to be doing curls. So I have pink and purple. We're going to do that. And I just have this as a reminder that this ribbon went with the pink and purple combo. And then we're going to do blue polka dots with the pink and blue. And then we're going to do this sheer pink with white as our ribbon tail with the purple and blue. So before I start, do you guys have any questions on the poof method? What I did, how it was set up, anything along those lines before we move forward? Sandra, are you working on a tricycle diaper cake for your daughter-in-law's baby shower? Oh, how fun. I hope you'll share pictures. That's really awesome. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're doing 10-inch curls, and you guys normally see me, I have my, I used my bow dabber to hold my deco mesh, but this is going to be okay. I can work around that. So we're going to be doing curls, and I usually curl the way that the ribbon already, or the deco mesh already wants to go. So in order to start curls, I know some people struggle with it. The easiest way that I found is if you start on the outside and you kind of fold it, and then as you're rolling it, move your hands to the middle, just like so. And then I'm going to kind of hold that because I don't have my my Deco Mesh holder, and I'm going to roll this one just like so. I'm going to try to keep the cut edges to the bottom, and I'm just going to start laying them in, and I'm going to go around the outside first to make sure I get my colors exactly the way I want them to be. So that was pink and purple. So now we're going to do blue and pink. Corinne, all the ribbons I try all to get ribbons that all have wire in them. And the reason being is when customers go to put that wreath away for the season, when they go to bring it back out again the next year, it's so much easier for them to fluff the bows and the ribbon if it has wire in it than if it doesn't. So if it doesn't and it gets squished while it's been laying in storage, it has a tendency to not bounce back. It'll just lay flat. So here's our pink and blue. Again, just taking those colors and popping those colors back into the wreath. So now we're going to do purple and blue. And you can do any color combination you want. I'll show you. I have an ombre color that Hobby Lobby came out with this year. I was toying around with the notion of doing that one, but I decided I'll just do this. So again, curls are cut to 10-inch pieces, and I'm just going to alternate the color combinations in every single tinsel tie. And I'm not reopening those, I'm just laying them in because there's 5 inches of that substitute pipe cleaners. So now I'm going back to pink and purple, and I tried to line them up so that I wouldn't forget. Okay. Hi Janet, you're back. Good, Sandra. I'm glad that you're going to post pictures. I really want to see. Really want to see. I love seeing all of your creations. I like seeing what's selling. I like seeing what you're making. So again, back to pink and purple. And then it'll be blue and pink. And these were just the color combinations I picked, just so that they had a order to it. Is this a Christmas wreath that you're using, Phyllis? You mean the wire work frame wreath? They're not so much just for Christmas. You can use them during all the year. This probably would have come out in the spring and just allowed you to use this with like a spring palette, because that's pretty much what these colors are, is like Easter colors. And you could definitely do something like this for Easter. So it is a 14-inch work frame wreath. And like I said, it just came in that stash. But I'm almost positive, because of some of the other tags that I've seen in the same tub, that it came from Burton & Burton, which is a wholesaler who sells them. But you can get them at Hobby Lobby, Joann's, or Michael's. And they generally run, I want to say about $5.99 to like $6.99. It just depends on what size. Some people like doing these because it saves them the work from having to put your twist ties on. They're already done. So it's just a user preference. So now I am back. I want to make sure that I'm keeping my colors consistent. Pink and blue, blue and pink, and we're back to pink and blue. Wonder why it's going back to pink and blue. It should be pink and purple. So I'm going to set this one aside because there is one that duplicates because it's not an even number of twist ties. Well, it is, but it's 9 on the bottom and 7 on the top. So it's just kind of funky how it'll wind up. Oh, Cheryl, yeah, what colors look like? Yeah, this could be definitely snow cones. There's definitely a snow cone color. We were trying to come up with ideas of what color ice, or what flavors ice cream do these colors remind you of. So it's very cotton candy which is Summer Right. It incorporates the fair. And then now we're doing pink and blue. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Brenda, you're not late. All we did is we created a base of 21-inch deco mesh, which was the pink, blue, and purple striped, doing 10-inch poofs on a 14-inch work frame wreath, so it already has the blue tinsel ties on it. And now I'm just putting in 10-inch curls in 2 different colors and alternating between pink, blue, and purple, the same colors that are in the deco mesh. So now here I have pink and blue, and then I have right here, here's that thing where you're facing the dilemma. You don't want to make sure that you're putting the same colors. So this is going to have to be blue and purple in order to make sense. Like it is continuing on. So what questions do you guys have that I can answer for you while I'm sitting here putting curls all through this wreath? It was interesting that you guys chose ice cream. I wonder if you guys were thinking that this is exactly what we would make, or were we going to actually make an ice cream cone wreath? Because the choices I gave people initially to vote on was a Western motive wreath, which I've been asked to do. People have been asking to do the, like a horse wreath or a Western wreath. And I found the most amazing sign at Cracker Barrel. And so I thought, oh, I'm not going to show everybody what I got. Hopefully they'll pick Western. But no, maybe we'll do that on Sunday. That's what I try to do, if I can. Unless you guys are like, no, we really want to see something cool. I'm trying to finish up all the summer wreaths right now. And then still incorporating some, some Halloween, some fall. And I know you guys aren't probably not even looking forward to fall and Halloween right now, because you're like, it's just barely, kids just got out last week. What are we doing making that kind of stuff? We're following the retail channels. Because last year, I started making wreaths through Etsy in September of last year. I was making them all my own way before then, but I didn't realize that there was an actual business for that out there. So last year in September, I was chasing down my competition. So in late September, I started making my fall wreaths or Halloween wreaths, but everybody else in the industry was pretty much doing fall and heavy Christmas. So then by the time Halloween rolled around, I had all this inventory of Halloween stuff, and I was always way behind. I mean, I was selling to family and friends, but that was it. Everybody else had already done put their fall decorations up. Michelle, can we watch Sunday if you're not in the group? Yes, Sundays through June are still going to be public, and then that changes in July. Because then we're going to go full steam ahead, and in the private group, that's when we're raising the rates, but we're also doubling the number of both wreath making tutorials, not so much wreath. I always say that it's wreath making, but it's not really, and also business classes. So, Kate, blue and pink, pink and purple, blue and pink, this one. So what do you guys think so far? Does it look good? You keep pulling it out of the frame of where I'm at. Oh, cool, Sue. So I know, I had bought a sign, and I think a couple of us had actually bought this sign, but people were like, we're waiting for you to use that sign. When are you going to use that sign? I'm like, I really need to go through my sign inventory and stop buying more signs. But when Jane and Lee come up with amazing designs, gotta jump on them. So I'll have a lot of inventory for next year. And I got 3 more to go. The private group, Pam, after this month it goes up to 17, but you get 8 tutorials in the month, plus you get all the materials list for everything in the private and the public group. So you'll have all the SKU numbers for everything I'm using. What else do we do in our private group? You guys can help me out. The private group. We do individual coaching. The stuff that we're going to be covering in the private group will be, we're doing the witch hat, I think, this month. We're doing the unicorn wreath. We're going to be doing garlands, fresh center pieces, table arrangements, corner swags, garland swags, you name it. So we're mixing it up. Yeah, thank you, Libby. Discounts. You get discounts through Jane's Front Door Decor. You get discounts through Personally Yours. You get discounts through Perpetual Ribbons, which is a huge Etsy ribbon vendor. So awesome. You guys are like helping me remember. I'm like, what are the benefits in the group? Besides mowing full steam ahead. So I think the one thing that they like is that we're in a community now. We're building a huge community of people that are geared to help one another succeed. Not one of us is competitive in the slightest. So if your need is to grow your business, then obviously the business classes will be beneficial for you. Like what we've covered in the past has been starting your Facebook business page, what to do, what not to do, how to get your Etsy page up and running, part 1, part 2, because there's like just getting it going, and then what else do you need to do. Steve taught a Canva class, so how to create your banners, your business cards. What else? Using a new tool that we discovered that really helps you dial in your listings in Etsy so your listings are seen more. Let's see. Yeah, we did the Christmas tree wreath. That was what we did Wednesday. So it's just to give you guys something different, and hopefully that'll stimulate if you guys are making them for a business or making it for a job. Then that's great. If you're just making them for friends and family, then you're going to learn an awful lot of really cool techniques. And it's $10 a month right now through June. In July it goes to $17. But if you sign up now, you get what's called a legacy rate. So as long as you maintain current, it's on recurring payment. As long as you stay current, it stays $10 for as long as you become a member. Even though the rate's going to go up for everybody else who decides to join in July, August, and September, you're locked in at that $10 rate. Everybody else, if you join or you fall out of the group and then come back later, it's $17. So you're locked in on a legacy rate. Okay. Oh yeah, Gail, we shop for each other. We did that just the other day. Gail needed a sign, so we posted it to the group, which is literally all over the United States and Canada, and everybody like teamed up to help find a sign she needed. Everybody was able to hit their local Hobby Lobbies, and we were able to score what she needed to complete a custom order. So it's that networking and community that I think kind of sets us apart. So this is what it looks like. So let me just kind of go out just a little bit so you guys can see it. This looks fine just the way it is right now. I have no problems with this whatsoever. Corinne, no, as long as you stay in the group and you're current, it doesn't go up for current members. Now, if you go out and take a couple months off and then come back, then yes, it would go up at that point. So now we're going to come back in and we're going to add ribbon tails. So these are all 2.5-inch ribbon. and I'll tell you where I got them all. Now keep in mind that some of these were seasonal this year or last year, so they may not be available. So the blue and white polka dot came from Dollar Tree. So you could get a whole 3 yards of ribbon for $1. So I got the blue and white polka dot. I think I had pink and white polka dot, but we've already gone through that. The white with the silver came from Michaels. And then the last one, which is this ombre color, as you guys can see, it changes color. So it goes from the blues to the greens to the yellows and then just kind of fades back. This came from Joann's this year at Easter. So I had quite a bit left and it still stays within those color palettes. So it's really amazing. So we're gonna kind of toggle the different colors, and I just need to make sure that I keep the same ribbons where they need to be, so the blue and white polka dots stayed with the pink and blue. So what I'm going to do is go hunt down all the pink and the blue. So let me find, I had a couple of these that I did not dovetail that I wanted to show, because a lot of people automatically just assume that, you know, we're moving forward on our Friday night, we've already done this, but there's new people joining all the time. So I always want to make sure that I go through the basic steps as we're creating and not leave those people behind. So these are 2.5-inch ribbons. They're all wired. They came from the various places that I told you. They are cut to 11-inch pieces. And then we're going to dovetail cut the ends. The rest of them I've done. These two I saved to do on our live. So if you've never dovetailed before, it makes it really nice finished look. You're going to go from your, this is so weird, I don't know, it's like, it was throwing me off trying to do the waffle method. I was like, God, how do I do it? So we go from the cut edge, right? Nope. Folded edge to the wired side. So we always want to make sure our scissors are hitting the wired edge last. And this is the reason why. So in your mind you're thinking, except it doesn't work that well on the waffle, because it doesn't matter which way you do it. You just got to make sure you're not getting a point and you get a dovetail or a ducktail or whatever you want to call it. But from your folded edge, you're going to go right to the very point of your ribbon. And when you open it up, I don't know about you guys, but when I started doing, and I'm going to zoom in on the ribbon so you guys can actually see the process a little bit more. When I started cutting ribbon, I didn't know how to do this technique. So I would cut in and then cut in, and then we were splicing, you know, our ribbon. Sometimes we would cut too far in and we were hoping to get to that perfect point. I never realized that there was an easier way to just fold it. The wired sides are on the outside. And we're going to go from the fold to the point, just like that. And this will make all your packages look finished and look amazing. It gives a finished look to your bows. It gives a finished look to your ribbons. There's some people who prefer to just cut them at a, you know, 45-degree angle and just leave it like that. That's totally fine if that's your preference. I like them to look like this. Libby, do I always do 11 inches? No. That's why the mock-up is handy. I just look at where I want them to lay, and then you could go bigger or you could go smaller. But having a mock-up and working on the mock-up prevents me from, let's say for example, cutting all my 2.5-inch ribbon, say to 10-inch pieces, and I have a really deep work frame to work with, and now my ribbon kind of looks like this, and this is all I have to work with, which is really unattractive. So having the mock-up allows me to play with the ribbon lengths, because all I'm doing is messing with one. You know, I cut this, you can cut it to 12, and then if 12's too big, go down to 11. If 11's too big, you're still working on that one ribbon piece. If that's too long, then cut it to a 10, and then if you're happy with that, it sets your measurements for ribbon tails if this is your method you want to choose to use. Now you know that all of your ribbon tails will be cut to 11 inches because that's the look that you like. So, let me look real quick before I start. Helen, I have a 21-inch deco in the 10-inch Poops, and Michael's in our town is a craft store and sells 12-inch deco mesh for the curls. Do you cut those to 10-inch? No, leave them at 12. They'll be fine. They'll be a little bit longer. That's okay. They'll be an inch longer on each side because they're, obviously we're going from a 10 to a 12. So they'll just be out an inch longer than everything else. That's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. So just make sure that if you're using Michael's for your curls, you're consistent with Michael's all the way around. Otherwise, you'll have some curls that are longer and some that are shorter. But great question. So now I'm going to take the blue and the polka dot, and I'm going to add that right in. Try to turn this around so you guys can see. I'm going to lay it right in on top of my tinsel tie. And I'm just going to take it and give it a twist. And then what I have a tendency of doing is I pull them to the outside on the outside edge, and I kind of make them fan outwards. And this is again where wire ribbon really helps because it will hold its shape all the way around. So now I'm just going to go, I fold them in half so that I know where the middle point is, and then I just kind of gather it or pinch it together. And I'm going to go find another blue and pink one and put my ribbon tail in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this so I don't lose track of what ribbon color goes with what curls. Again, it was just my preference that I wanted the blue and white to go with the pink and blue. So I'm just kind of flipping it around and looking for all of those. Hopefully, I've cut these all correctly. I think I did, because I had a really long prep time today. Patricia, do you have recurring payments through PayPal? It is set up through PayPal on the recurring, but you do not have to have PayPal to sign up for the private group. You can do it with just a regular debit and credit card. You don't have to sign up. So it gives you two options when you follow the link by watching the video on the Cats Creations Facebook page. When you get to that portion, it looks like the PayPal page, but it'll say, do you have a PayPal account? Click here. If you don't have a PayPal account, click here. So you click on that one and it'll just allow you to put in a credit or debit card, and then you're good. So now I'm going to the inside. Great questions you guys have though. Okay, so Libya, I've got yours. You guys are so amazing. Thank you guys that are in my private group that are taking the initiative to answer everyone else's questions. That really helps me out so that we can actually focus on finishing the wreath. So you guys could be my Steve villains. And I think we're going to do a giveaway because I'm trying to hit the 5,000 number. So I think as soon as we hit the 5,000 number, I'm going to make some really cool prizes. So I'm going to go out into the stash and I'm going to put together some really cool gift boxes that contain vintage stuff that nobody can get. And I think that I'm going to make them Halloween, fall, and Christmas themed. So if you guys can, like and follow this page if you aren't already, and share it, because that'll help us get to the numbers quicker. And then we'll do that live on one of our Friday nights and just pick random people and do a giveaway. And look, my numbers were precise. I have no blue and white polka dots. So now I'm going to take the pink sheared ribbon and I'm adding that to the blue and the purple. So I know, Jean, I love prizes too. I really need to dent my inventory because I really need to get my garage back. So I just figured, you know what? I'm going to make some really cool things coming up. So I like to give back because you guys in my group are amazing. You guys really help out. I was going through a business class today where it talks about how women entrepreneurs in their family generally have a tendency to feel lonely because we're basically doing it all, trying to get our business up and running, and it's really easy for us as creatives because remember, everything that creatives do reflects on us personally. This is a reflection of who I am. You know, women love to make beautiful things for their homes. So for creatives, the things that we make are an outward reflection of who we are. So it's really easy for us to get caught up in the creation and the marketing part and the business part and the creating part and stocking our supplies and shipping out orders. I mean, we are pretty much it in a business. We are customer service. We are management. We are marketing. We are, did I say shipping and receiving? Customer service. We're all of that. So it's really easy to feel overwhelmed and feel like you're doing it all by yourself. So we just have to remember that as creatives, building groups like this, building communities, helps us not feel so lonely and so overwhelmed, which really benefits us because it's a way where we can talk about this stuff. You know, hey, it's a little overwhelming to try to, you know, here it is, what is it, June? And we're making fall, we're making Halloween. That's just crazy. Okay, I'm doing purple. I have one more to go. So I just want you guys to hang in there and realize you're not alone as an entrepreneur. Just understand that as creatives, we're wired a little bit differently than most people. And it's okay that you feel overwhelmed. You know, it's okay that you feel like, oh, this is a little too much for me, I'm out. That's normal. Because as creatives, it's hard for us to learn new things. You know, it's hard for us to learn how to market our business. It's hard for us to learn how to make new wreath techniques. So now this one is actually going to go on my, I think it's purple and blue. Looking at my colors. I did this one wrong. This one needs to get moved over. It's going to go on purple and pink, so that everything has its same color. And I think I'm saving 2 spaces for the sign, because it's actually going to take up, I think, 1 or 2 tinsel ties, and that's okay. So I'm going around, here we go. And I just flung a ribbon to the floor. Kathy, yes, you are so right. We need the support of the group. You know, and it's really hard if you're starting off in your business and, you know, we know you've got to ramp up supplies. You have to market. We know that as wreath makers, this is not our busy time of the year. Right now is the pre-prep for getting ready for the massive storm that's coming. So it's easy to get discouraged, you know, but the people in the group, we've all been there. We all know what it's like. I still feel that way. I felt that way the other day. You know, I was like sitting around, you know, boxing orders and trying to plan what we're going to do for the Friday thing, and then we're dealing with the stuff with Steve's family, and I'm like, man, this is just so much to take on. I need a break. So you just got to kind of sit down for a minute and realize, as a creative, it's okay for us to feel like things are out of control. It's okay that nobody gets what it is that we do. Take a minute, do something different than what you're used to doing. And basically, the rule of thumb for getting out of that, I call it like almost like a pity party for one, is go serve somebody else. go help somebody else do something that they need to do. And I'm not going to go around and pick that up. I'm just going to make another one. But serving others will help you get out of your mopey mood and hopefully regenerate your creative side. So this is my cheat sheet method of doing it at the same time. I do top and bottom, fold it in half, and then I can do both dovetails at the same time. Shortcuts you pick up along the way. Okay, Gloria, I'm just reading yours. I don't know how far to really carry as we're retired, so I can't make too much, but I'm not making anything. Sold to Reese. I'm just going, and not very talkative. Right, it says creatives, we're more introvert. We're more people watchers than we are going out and being the life of the party. That is so me. So even though I'm sitting here doing a live, it's just me in the house by myself with all you guys watching. So I'm okay with that. For a long time before I started doing my first lives, I just pretended like I was doing a live when I was making something and going over how I described it, and I was good. Okay. Just reading Steve's. Welcome, blah, blah, blah. Okay. How do you ship your wreath? There is a video that I created on how to ship a wreath that walks you through the entire step from ordering the boxes, how to secure the wreath in the box, what do you put in it, how do you attach your labels, and what do you do once you actually have it in the box. So there's a really great video for that that covers everything. So now what I'm going to do, again, I'll show you what this looks like. Let me zoom out just a smidge. There you go. Doesn't that look pretty? Nancy. Oh Lord, if you knew the days I have. The days where I just, not meltdowns, I've had those days too where I'm doing a creation and I hate it and I rip it all apart. There's days that I literally have to just say, you know what, I need to walk away for a little bit because my creativity just is not flowing. And you feel that when you feel pressured that you have to hurry up and make a design and get it done and nothing's happening, the colors aren't mixing, your deco mesh isn't working, your curls aren't curling, they're coming undone, things are fraying. Take a break. Jesus did. Jesus used to sit there and, you know, walk away from his group, and he only had 12 followers. You know, we have lots of people following us on our Facebook page, so it's okay to feel that way and to walk away and let the creativity stuff kind of mellow out a bit. Go walk around Hobby Lobby and go out to lunch, go watch a movie, and I guarantee you by the time you come back, you'll be able to look at it and then it'll start clicking again. I think we need to refresh our creative side. So with that being said, here is my sign. So this is, for measurement's sake, I think it's a 6x6. Yes, it is. So a 6x6 sign, we could tentatively kind of stuff it in the middle. And yes, you could technically really stuff it all the way in the inside. And it would look something like that. Although it looks really weird when I look at the picture, it's not centered. So we could do that. I think what I'm leaning towards, again, you guys can tell me if you like it, center, or do you guys think we should do it off to the side? Although I think if we go off to the side, now that I'm thinking, it's not gonna bury very well. So it's actually gonna sit up quite high. So what do you guys think we should do? Should we go to the side? Or should we stuff it in the middle and then work everything around the outside? Brenda says side. It just takes me a minute to see what you guys are seeing. Jean says center. Audrey says center. Pam, isn't that funny? Like when you log in, we're like, hey, those people are in our group. Oh, I know them. I know what they're, you know, we've been talking back and forth. Center, center. Kathy says off to the side. Okay. Yeah, Jean, I totally agree. I think if the sign was thinner and it wasn't so thick wise, I would probably, like if it was one of Lee's signs where it's flat, like literally like 0.5 millimeters, I might have a tendency of putting it on the side if it was flat. But I've got that big, huge thing. And it's gonna kind of look, I mean, I could push it in really hard. Side with a bow, center, middle, middle, middle. Everyone's going middle, middle, middle. Okay, I'm showing you guys this one. I'm waiting for it to refresh. Shirley, Facebook page setup. Yes, we've done, I think, 2 videos now on getting Facebook set up. The mission critical stuff is what I learned from doing my Facebook setup, things I wish somebody would have told me before I did it. Now everyone's going side, side, side. Bows and a half bow, middle. Great. I am looking. I think I'm gonna go, it's so weird. Here's the dilemma of a creative. In the middle, in the side. That's one of the options. We can put a giant bow over here. You can kind of do it off center. And see, people are seeing what I'm seeing. Like it technically is a little too small for the middle, but we can make it work. And I hear the garage door opening, which means that Steve is here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my pipe cleaners on. So what I always tell you guys, I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do, is put your business card. If you have your business card available, go ahead and put your business cards on the back of your signs, because when you put them in the box with your wreaths, customers have a tendency of losing these. But if you make it a habit and you have repeat customers, they'll always remember that your business card is attached to the back of the sign. So if they need a reorder from you or to do a custom order for Christmas or fall or something special, they have your information always available on whatever wreath they have up. So I always make sure you attach those to the back. And then because this is so thick, I'm not going to have an issue with attaching 1/4 inch staples to my sign. But what I do is take pipe cleaners and I just kind of form them into little U's, or upside down ends. That could be an N, that could be a U. And then I'm going to attach them with staples. And I'm going to put one on each opposite ends of the corner. So I just kind of set that on the corner. And this is a PowerShot Black & Decker staple gun with 1/4 inch staples on it. So the nice thing is that as I set this right on the corner, hi babe, is I can pop my staple in, just like so, and I know you guys have a hard time seeing that, like that. And so then I'm going to come back and put a staple going in the opposite direction, and then just kind of twist it. Here, you can use my tablet if you want.
Okay.
Steve's there.
Doing awesome.
Thanks.
Love the colors.
I know, the colors are super, super pretty.
Hi, everybody.
Steve's home. He made it all the way back. So now I'm going to attach it in my opposite corner. Just like so. Put a couple twists. Did people pretty much decide middle, side?
I think everybody was saying middle for the most part.
Some people were like side. Once I shoved it all the way in there, you could technically make it work, but I think I'm going to go middle. So what I'm going to do is kind of pull some of my curls out of the way so that they're not underneath my sign. And I'll show you how nice that'll sit in there.
Yeah, now I think the center.
Yeah. And then I'm going to take my pipe cleaners, feed them through the bottom.
That purple decomesh really matches the side of the sign.
There you go.
Oh.
Now you can do the remote too.
Okay.
I was like, I had the remote, I had the comments, I had everything here. I was like, here you go. So now I'm just feeding these through. Yeah, I was telling everybody. Well, you were watching, weren't you?
Yeah.
Watching while you were driving.
Well, I got cut off for a while just because I was in a bad area.
Oh.
I had to go through that canyon area.
So what I'm doing is I have my pipe cleaners through the middle. So Steve will zoom in. And then I want them between two of the rails, because like how we wire them for our Dollar Tree wreath forms, you want that on the back. At least you always want to make sure that it's going around at least one rail. And I've had that before where I've popped them through felt and then flipped it over, and I'm like, they're sitting side by side with no rail anywhere close to it. So take the other one and again feed it through. It's always a marvel how the human brain can equate without seeing how to feed that through to your hand without seeing your hand. I just think it's amazing. So I'm going to be pulling this one up. So I've got it around my wreath rails. So I just lightly, I would cut those off if I'm happy with them, and those will always be the last thing that I'm doing. But I want to look at where my sign's situated and make sure, number one, that it's centered. And that I have all my little curls and tubes where they need to be.
I love that ombre ribbon too.
I know. So this is what it looks like. Does it look centered from where you're at, babe?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect? Okay, good. So now what we can do is we can come in and do a couple different things. So I have a couple different options for what we can add. We can go ahead and play with this, and we can try to make a big bow to kind of go maybe right where this one is, right in the center. And oh, now that you're here, can you get my Bodabra?
Oh yeah.
Thanks. I know, that was the one that I had. I was like, oop, I threw a ribbon to the floor. So here's what I don't like about the tinsel tie is it has a ton of fraying. So, and when you have cats, fraying is like the bane of their existence because they get that stuck on their tongue and then they're not happy campers. So this is what they call waffle ribbon, which is weird. So as you guys can see, when you're looking at it just by itself, it's really sheer.
Really got a high sheen to it.
Yeah, it's really sparkly. So there's the pink, and the blue actually looks really nice.
It does look pretty.
Yeah, but see how pretty that will look? It's kind of like sprinkles on top of your ice cream. So let's make a bow with this,
Your
and
pink and blue?
then we'll come in and add some flex tubing to our ribbon tails, and then I think we're done. So we're just going to try to wing this. I've never used this in a Bodabra before. So I want the blue on top because the pink is so sheer you won't even see it. I wonder what this looks like together. Would it be purple? No, it's kind of like, ugh. No, not even a really pretty color. So we're pinking the bottom and bluing on the top. So, and I'm trying to think, this comes in a 20-yard roll. So I'm going
Where'd
to...
you get those at?
It's in the box of stash.
Oh, that was in the stash?
Yeah, I thought it was a different kind of ribbon. I thought it was the kind, like the window pane that you can stretch. That's what I thought it was. So,
It's really cool. It almost looks like a mermaid fish scale kind of texture.
right. Like, why didn't I think of this when I was doing all the mermaid race? This would have looked really amazing. So I'm just trying this in the Bodabra to see how it'll work. So the tail I started with is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-inch tail. And I'm doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-inch bow.
Thanks for all the well wishes for Dad being in a hospital.
How How's he doing, by the way?
He's hanging in there. He's hoping to be out by Sunday, but I doubt it.
He's not going to be out by
I doubt
Sunday.
it. It's just sad because it's their 61st wedding anniversary tomorrow, and they're going to be stuck in the hospital.
Hey, you know what? So I've spent birthdays in a hospital.
So have I.
Yeah, we all have. So it is what you make of it.
Yep.
You can always go back. I just don't know how well this will make a bow. Like,
Yeah. But Jane brought Mom there just right before I left.
oh, so your mom's there.
She's there. They're doing good.
Gotcha.
It actually bounces nice. I like how it has a loop.
It bounces?
Well, it makes its
know.
loop already.
It does. It feels really cool. It's like, it's so hard to describe the texture of it. Kind of has a mind of its own. Okay, so we're going from the fold to the outside. Yeah, it's weird.
Different.
Doesn't
And
it feel cool to
It
play
stretches both ways too. Yeah.
with? I know, look. It's like you can go this way and make it thin, or you can go this way and make it a little fatter. I don't know. I was just playing with it. It's something new I hadn't seen before. And I thought,
I almost have to say like dried fish scales, I guess. I don't know.
is that what it feels like? Dried fish scales? I don't
I
think
guess.
people would want to put that on their wreath.
I'm saying as far as the texture.
I don't know. It's pretty though. So I'm just sitting here making a quick bow in the Bowdabra. So I'm going to do 2 bows or 2 loops on each side. Yeah, it's so springy that it doesn't like to stay in the Bowdabra. So I'm trying to make sure that my pieces are the exact. I'm just holding it. Oh, thank you.
And,
That would help, huh?
Yeah.
I needed another pipe cleaner. Once it's in there, it just does
Do you need
not.
Do you need a blue one or like a light blue one?
No, the white will do. Okay, Steve.
You sure?
Yeah. I think there's blue in there too. So this is a first. Using waffle ribbon in a Bowdabra. It just does not, once I've gotten the pink on there, it just wants, like Steve says, it bounces. It wants to pop right back up out of the outside. So I'm trying to contain it. And then here's my tail. I like the blue better. So I have a whole bunch of this in different colors. So we'll have to wait and see. You have the blue?
Yeah,
What
it's
color
kind
is
of a
she
darker
bringing me?
blue.
I think I'll take the lavender. So I'm going to try to just set that there until I can get my dovetail cut on this end. Fold to the outside. Sometimes I have to sit there and think about that for a moment. How do I do that? Okay. So now we're going to sit here. We do this really quick, one-handed. Make my little loop so that when I pull this up, we can try to contain the chaos that is waffle ribbon. So this will just be something new. So that's what it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and put this in. I think I'm going to take this ribbon out. And I'm going to twist all this in and then cut that tinsel tie off because this is right where I want our bow to go. And now I'm going to take this and feed this down to the side. And I will double check on this and see where, like, if you guys really like the waffle ribbon, where we can find it. I didn't look before I went live to see if it was available at like Trendy Tree or any of the other places. Here we go. There's that.
That's a good question. You probably could use the waffle ribbon for making bows for presents. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So I don't want to pull it down too much because otherwise it'll be like this. This is not how you want your bow to look. So you want to make sure you create a little bit of a gap so that it'll float where it needs to. And I don't have it around my ties.
Sure, I will have to check and see if the waffle ribbon comes in yellow. Like she said, she got this from her stash.
It does. I can
It
tell
does?
you that. Yeah.
Okay.
It came in yellow. It came in gold.
Ooh.
It came in green. It came in really dark purple. I almost brought the purple in too. Because we have purple.
Kathy said, have you seen eyelash mesh? No, but
No.
it sounds interesting.
I know. I was like, that sounds fun. That sounds fun to make. Could be like elf.
Pam, yeah, if you choose to do PayPal, it's still $10 a month right now.
Mm-hmm.
And once you're in, you're in.
Exactly. That is so true, babe. Once you're in, you're in. There's no way to be removed.
Rena, no problem. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. She said she's got to go.
Okay.
She watched the replay.
No worries. So this is waffle ribbon. Now, the only thing that it doesn't do is it doesn't really lay where you want it to. So I think what you might, I like the way that it plays to the other colors that are here.
Yeah.
Let me look and see what that looks like. That looks weird. Like way weird. Like I think what I would do, let me do this really quick, because I played with one of these beforehand, is I want to just do a hand bow. You have to think about this. Tying a shoelace. Go around the rabbit and pull him up. I know. And then you gotta kind of have to sit here and play with it. Because I had one done. So you gotta sit here and just play until you get it a perfect little bow. I think I want that in the center of the ribbon because it just doesn't want to do what I want it to do or look the way I want it to look.
Do you want another lavender?
I have one.
Okay.
Now. So, I pull this up, slide my pipe cleaner through, tighten it down a little bit.
Kathy, if you have a reference or a link to that eyelash mesh, go ahead and post it to Cat's Creations.
I want to see what it is.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Well,
Sounds like
we're all about sharing information.
I know, right?
Patricia, Kathy said earlier, she's got a video. Do you still have it pinned to the top on how to join the private group?
Yes.
So-
On the Cat's Creations page, it's pinned to the very top.
There you go. So go to the Cat's Creation page. It's pinned to the top on how to join her private group.
It's just easier to follow the video than to try to explain it. So I was like, let me just make a video. It's so much easier. So let me go back through. I'm trying to find my blue. I found one side, and I'm trying to find the other.
All the gals and guys are so helpful on the group.
They are. They're amazing. Okay. Go around my rail again. Come on. So I just wanted to add a center to that bow, like using that waffle stuff, because you can't mold it where you want it to lay. Kind of creating its own little center just makes it super, super pretty. But obviously I don't want it covering my sign. But it sticks to everything.
She also said she thought it would look nice on this wreath in the bow, the yellow or the purple too.
It
yeah,
would.
It would. Hi,
Definitely
Carol.
would.
Pam said she just sent a request to join the private group.
Awesome. As soon as I'm done, as soon as I'm done with the live, I'll go approve it. Or if Gail wants to do it right now, Gail can do it.
Kathy said it's called From BB Craft, B.B.craft.
I'm gonna go.
And I searched eyelash mesh. Thank you, Kathy.
That is awesome. Okay, so now let me just add in, I brought the Flex Tube Deco Mesh so we can add those little pops of purple and pink
Pops of
and
purple.
blue to our bows and then finish that look. As soon as I find the end of this. That's always the challenge. Here we go. Just throw it on the floor. So let's do all three in every single one.
Going for all three.
Going for all three. That way I don't have to worry like, oh, does this one go in this one or not in this one? So there's a bunch of different ways to make a bow. Usually.
Oh, and you're going to do all three in one? Ooh.
Yeah. Mix it up. Make
Very
it something
cool.
fun. And then lean on it. So I'm going to take these and I'm just going to lay all three colors right inside every single one of the deco mesh, just to kind of take that texture and bring that texture back down. So what questions do you guys have that I can answer? You have a little yellow sticker on your shirt.
Oh, sorry, that's for the visitor thing from the hospital.
Okay.
That's got a lot of blingage.
It does. I like it.
It's pretty.
I wanted it to be fun because I was thinking this would make a great birthday party.
Oh, good job, Carol. She said, don't forget to dovetail the bow you did by hand.
I know. I saw that
She
one.
will.
Watch. I'm going to do that right now because I'll forget. There we go.
Corinne said, I love this group and all the friends that are so smart and helpful. Yep.
I know. That was the whole goal. I didn't want a competitive group. I mean, it's great to have a whole group full of people that are all cheering you on.
Yep.
That's what's so amazing. And then when you guys are ready to do your lives, you just have that many people who all turn into your lives. Like Jeannie did her first live today.
Yep.
Although no one knew what Jeannie's business name was. We didn't have it. We're like, what is your name? We can't find you.
Uh-huh.
And then we all missed it because it was so short. And then I was like, oh, we're going to post it on the big page. And we're going to have people go over there and like Jeannie and follow her. And I mean, it's just amazing. And I think if we can keep that momentum up, then we'll have something a little different than what most groups don't have, is no competition, a huge community.
Oh, so Pam said she still needs to set up her PayPal with you, but Gail said, Pam, you're approved. So
That's okay. You shouldn't have to set up a PayPal account, Pam. All you have to do is just put in, like if you clicked the subscribe for PayPal, just go back and click, there's a button to the left and a button to the right. The button to the right is for PayPal already members. The one to the left is you just want to put in your credit or debit card. So you don't have to, like, because PayPal takes a while to approve.
yeah.
And then we're up and going. So I think adding just this just kind of ties this in, because I was trying to think, what other embellishment can I add? I'm not going to put popsicle sticks in. I went to the candy bin and I brought the candy bin in to see about adding like peppermints or, and I was like,
I think it
no.
looks pretty the way it is.
Yeah, it was hard
I
at
love
first.
your base. I love your base color.
Coming up
Good.
with I know the base was pretty. This was that base that I was saving that sign for. And I was like, okay, I need to just make it. So, just making multiple loops, cutting them off, stuffing them inside. And then that will just frame our sign. It'll make everything look real pretty.
Kathy said you just posted information about the eyelash mesh. We see it, bbcrafts.com for all.
Yay!
Awesome. And then Dina said she gets mesh from BB Craft. That's a new one for us, huh? BB Craft.
Are they wholesalers or retail?
Looks like you can just do it online. bbcraft.com. So
I'm going around the outsides. So I'm framing the sign a little bit more, adding that fun deco mesh. I like the ribbon because it likes to stick to the deco mesh curls. And I'll kind of show you what it's looking like. Let me just add one more to this guy. There's that. Trying to add pops of color. So again, like Steve says, we're not using an overabundance of ribbon, but we are just using different textures, like the flex tubing. I knew that was gonna fling.
Did it fling?
Yeah, I'll just move it back over here. Because you can just...
She just says she's ordered from them, their retail.
Their retail? Okay, good. That means that we don't need a wholesale license, which is always good because some people are like, oh, what do? I don't have a wholesale license. We're okay.
Yeah, Jean asked who had their first video, what shop name, so we can like and follow. Brenda said Jean Mountain Race by Brenda has done one. Yep,
yeah.
That was
and then
Brenda
the other
and her
one,
daughter, right?
Morning Glories Decor, Sun City, Arizona. I want to say that is Jeannie's business thing. But if you go to the Cats Creations main page, you should see the link. I posted her video link in our main group, so that out of all the people who watch, people can also find newbie peoples. So I just wanted people to go over there and give her some love, like and follow her, give her some encouragement, because I know what that's like. What did I do with the pink? Oh, I have it on the
Also,
floor.
Pam, she said I am successfully in.
Yay!
And then Dawn said, hi Kat, I'm finally in your private group.
Dawn.
Baranski.
Yep, she just joined. It's like, where's the end? And I don't like that hideous crumpled piece, so I'm going to cut it off. And I have like 2 more to go, which should finish up my flex tubing perfectly. And I have the pinks on the floor behind me. It just subdivided into itself. It was cut.
Yeah, how much? They're talking about that eyelash mesh.
What it is.
They're talking about it's a really good price. And they asked Kathy if she's used it yet, and Kathy said she has not. So, what's the price for the 21 inch? You guys can post it on.
I'm not. Wait. There's that. Okay. Over that we're not using. I'm trying to find my end again. There it is. 1. This is a little different. Weeks.
Wow, $4.29 for a 21 inch. That is a really good price.
It depends. Like
$4.29 for a 21 inch mesh?
Yeah, it depends.
If it's 30 feet, that's a good price.
Depends. It should be, but you never know. Okay, 2 more pieces. Sometimes it just helps to let it go to the floor. I have exactly 2 more pieces to stuff. Stuffing. Pipe cleaners. Yeeks. You just don't want jumbo-sized bows. In here, and then 1 more. And then when we're using the tinsel ties, we generally don't cut them off. We usually just leave them. I'm going to take this one. Last one. Last one, last one, last one. Yikes. So have you guys been watching any of the Wreath Maker Live videos? The people that are at that event? I know Jane's Front Door Decor just launched 15 new designs.
Yep.
I think. Okay. Let me play with that. Move all this stuff out of the way.
Oh, they're saying it's on sale right now. 21 inch, 10 yards for $3.79.
Ooh, that's nice.
Regularly $8.70.
That is really awesome. I want to look at it though. I want to see like what could I use it for.
Yeah, Kathy said check out the link. It shows all different colors and prices.
Okay, we will definitely do that. Like I said, I'm trying not to hide my sign because obviously we would not want to do that. So got all of our twist ties. Okay, this is what it looks like now that we are done. Ugh. So Stu's got it zoomed out.
Yeah, I'm zooming in just a bit to show it.
Yep. And then I'll show you what it looks like on the door behind us so you can see size-wise how big it is.
I know everybody was saying earlier that they wanted to see, they wanted to zoom in on that. I guess maybe you can bring that up. And
I can do that.
you want me
So that's this one. This is our, we call it the African daisy, but the technique is the same. To do your sunflower, this is just an ombre design on the African daisy that I wanted. Because if you pull up African daisies on Facebook or images, there's a really cool one that is done in these colors.
Yep.
So, God, I'm trying to think of what the dimensions are. It is,
It's about 26.
yeah, 26 to 28 inches in diameter, because it well exceeds the size of the mat, and the mat's 24 and it hangs over on both sides. So this is what it looks like. So this is our purple, I think it's just listed as an African daisy.
Yep.
So you can do this with the poinsettia for Christmas. We'll show you how to do that when we change out the centers. And then you could do the sunflower, which I did the sunflower just to make sure I got the technique down so I could facilitate it to the group. And then I think before we finished, it sold. And then even when we did the purple daisy, that sold before we finished. So this guy's still lonely. So this is what it looks like when we put this. I'll make sure my sign's not upside down. There we go. So obviously before you take all your pictures on Etsy, you'll make sure that all of your bows, your ribbon tails are crisp, your points aren't curled, everything looks pristine, just like so. You want to make sure your sign's not hidden.
Cynthia, yep, she's done a tutorial on the daisy wreath in her private group.
Yeah, think about that. There's people that are selling the daisy tutorial for 20 bucks. Join my group, 10 bucks, and you have the video, it's already there. So you can watch all the videos. You can see the Christmas tree video that somebody's got the tutorial for. It's a little different take on it, but just the monthly membership for the tutorials is what's amazing. So there you guys go.
Hey Donna, don't worry about it. Yeah, you'll have to catch the replay. Libby said, beautiful, love the colors. Jean said, thanks for Friday night entertainment, right?
I know, right? Exactly. So that's that one, and that's this one. I think, like I said, we might look at doing the Western one on Sunday. I'll look and see. I think I was like still debating on the ribbon choices. There's a ribbon that I really fell in love with, but it's really expensive, and I don't have it yet, and I haven't ordered it yet. So I'm just debating, is the price and materials cost gonna be more than what I think I could get for it? That kind of determines everything for you. So yeah, this is fun. I could totally see this as a kid's birthday party. You could do it for summer, anything really.
Yep. Cynthia said she will have to join, so Cynthia, make sure you go to Cats Creations main page and
Before July.
click on the video before July because the rates are going up in July. Yep.
But even then, it's still not, when you sit there and you look at the cost of a
It's
tutorial that's like 20 bucks, you're like, hey, you get
Several.
you get 4 tutorials plus 4 business classes. And then you get access to everything else that's been in the library since the creation. So
Donna, the Hello Summer on the door is the one that was done tonight. It's like an ice cream.
yeah, we didn't do this one.
Yeah, she did this one the other.
This was just hanging on the door that everybody said they wanted to see a close up of, so I took it off the door. So yeah, it kind of looks misleading, like we just finished this tonight.
I'll zoom back in on the ice cream one for a bit.
So, all right. Any last minute questions before we go ahead and let you guys go for the weekend? We will be live on Sunday at 5, same place that you guys found us tonight. I don't know what we're making yet, but I promise you it'll be fun. I just gotta go dig in the recesses of all my signs and come up with something fun. Probably still something relevant to where we're at now in summer. Oh, maybe.
What?
Maybe we'll show you a bubble technique. Because people had asked me to teach the bubble technique. So we might do bubble wreath on Sunday.
Everybody's saying
Back to
love
school.
it. Pam said, how do you get the TUT? I don't know what that means.
How do you get the what?
How do you get the business tutorials? They're on the private group.
You just go into the videos and
Yep.
look at what's there. We've started labeling them now, so it's a little easier,
Yep.
I think. 'Cause-
Antoinette said, awesome, colors are very nice.
Thank you.
Sandra said, do the Western, Cat.
I need the ribbon. The ribbon's like $5 for every 3 yards, and it's like it's like a beige bandana ribbon. So maybe next Friday, because then if I order it through Perpetual Ribbons, that's who has it. I can reach out to her and ask her if she could expedite shipping to make sure we get it ASAP. I can't. I'd have to physically drive to her house, which is probably 2 hours from here, to go get it. So.
Yep. No problem, Pam. Yeah, all of her private tutorials are on her private group.
Yeah, all the private ones, they're in the library. I wish we could change videos and just call it the library. So, okay.
And yeah, all that deco mesh, you can definitely use the wood burning tool on. The curls you could cut to 10 inch. You could
That's what I did.
use the wood burning tool. Yep.
Yeah, I would burn tool, everything. So we'll do some, like Kaylee came up with a really great idea that we're going to start doing really short, little cute 15-minute, I guess you call them like pop-up videos, where we'll do something simple like I'll show you how to do, like just use a wood burning tool for 15 minutes. This is how you cut. This is what you can't cut with it. This is why you can't cut it. And we'll just kind of come up with different techniques. We're going to do somebody wanted a bow making tutorial.
Yep.
So we will do that. So there's a lot coming up I haven't even posted the schedule for July yet. Because July is when it really changes, because we don't do 2 creative videos and then 2 business classes. It's 4 tutorials and then 4 business classes.
Yep.
All right. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. And remember, like and follow and share this page so we can hit that 5,000 mark. As soon as we hit the 5,000 mark, we'll do a giveaway. So I need your guys' help to do that, though. Have a great weekend. Keep Steve's dad in your prayers if you can remember. And we'll keep you updated, and we'll see you Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday.
Thank you all.
At 5. All right. Good night, everyone.